Purnama, I hear that between your duties, you write poetry. May you not enjoy the grace of your lyric?
Oh, sire, my lyric is but immature. Your court is endowed with stalwart poets of unmatched caliber. I am but a flickering candle before your poetic blaze.
But Tirumalaria himself has praised your poem in my very presence. Come, do present us a selection of your lyrics.
I am blessed, my lord, to have the praise of a poet like Tirumalaria and the audience of a king such as your majesty. I am truly blessed.
ಪೆಣ್ಣು ಪೆತ್ತವಳ ಬಳಗ ಬೆಳೆವುದು ಬೇಗ, ಪೆಣ್ಣ ಪೆತ್ತವರು ಪೆರ್ಚುವರು. ಪೆಣ್ಣು ಪೆತ್ತುದರಿಮದೆ ಪೆಸರೆನಿಸಿ ತುನಿಗೆ ಬಣ್ಣವೇರಿದು ಪಾಲ್ಗಡಲು. ಪೆರ್ಮಗೊಂಡನು
Protected and nurtured by one,
ಜಸವ ನಡೆದನು ಪೆಣ್ಣನಿಂದಿಸಲೇಕೆ. ಪೆರರು ಪೆಣ್ಣಲ್ಲವೇ, ತಮ್ಮನೆಲ್ಲ ಪಡೆದ ತಾಯಿ ಪೆಣ್ಣಲ್ಲವೇ. ಓರೆದವಳು ಪೆಣ್ಣು ಪೆಣ್ಣೆಂದೇತಕ್ಕೆ ಬೀಳುಗಳೆವರು, ಕಣ್ಣು ಕಾಣದ ಗಾವಿಲರು.
The warrior himself was a poet, a scholar, and an accomplished player of the veena. His own favorite was a veena named Kalavati. He delighted in the very touch of it. When he placed it on his lap, gently, and plucked the strings with skilled fingers, the universe was filled with sounds celestial. The melodies from the instrument resonated sweetly across my tiny island.
Mother, you pause. Pray continue.
You are eager to know the past, yet I must pause, for what comes next is not pleasant.
Is it for me to tell you, Mother, of the ebb and tide of history? When was it that history was not uneven? Do go on, Mother.
It was the middle of the 18th century. The Mughals were in decline all over India. The Marathas were growing strong. The British were on the rise. Kings everywhere were reduced to mere dummies. Power went into the hands of strong military heads. Mysore was not an exception to the times. Army chiefs Nanjarajaya and Devarajaya ruled in wanton abandon. Krishnaraja Vadiyar II protested against their atrocities. He decided to talk to his subjects directly, to learn of their problems and needs. Karachuri Nanjarajaya did not like this idea.
Your Highness, your delicate little body will not withstand the rigors of being enough. We have taken much care, beyond your own, to nurture your gentle self without exposing it undue hardship, to keep your royal person in health. Your royal self and the Mysore kingdom are like our own two lives. It is by the grace of Lord Ranganatha that your royal self is not in peril as yet. So desist from inviting it upon yourself.
So warned, the warrior was put under house arrest. But Nanjarajaya himself became a victim of the cruel hand of fate. He was instrumental, unwittingly, in letting into the Mysore province a young man called Haidar. It was at that moment that history took a turn. In 1766, Hyder Ali took hold of the Mysore administration and established absolute control. He ruled in the name of the warrior. He defeated the British and expanded the Mysore kingdom over 80,000 square miles. On Hyder's death, his son Tipu took over the administration in 1782. Proclaiming himself the Sultan of Mysore, he ruled for 17 years. He fought the British, and in the Fourth Anglo-Mysore War, he was killed in battle. The 4th of May, 1799, was the day the glory of my beloved island was snuffed out forever. The capital was shifted, this time from Srirangapatna to Mysore. Thence my tiny island and I became past glory.
The British installed a minor, little Krishnaraja Wadiyar III, as the new ruler. Diwan Purniya was to oversee the new administration. The Wadiyars were back in Mysore. In 1800, on this very site, was built a palace in wood, suitable for the residence of the king. It was a 5-story structure with exquisite carvings of intricate design. Krishnaraja Wadiyar III was the epitome of the arts. He was a patron of poetry, music, and literature. He himself wrote over 20 celebrated works. In his famous work, Sri Tattvanidhi, are descriptions of 35 ancient ragas.
रम्य कैलास शृंगे विकच कमल पत्रैरर्चयन्ति महेशं करधृत घनवाद्या पीतवर्णायताक्षी सुकविभर्य मुक्ता भैरवी भैरवस्त्री
Krishnaraja Wadiyar III established the first English medium school in Mysore, the Raja School. To him accrues the credit for starting the world-renowned Mysore Dasara. Krishnaraja Wadiyar III was succeeded by Chamraja Wadiyar X, who was the harbinger of modern Mysore. He instituted the Representative Assembly of Mysore State in 1881, the first democratic institution of its kind in the country. It was during his reign that the Kolar goldfields, the railroads of Mysore-Bengaluru and Bengaluru-Tipturu, and the Mysore Zoo were established. Chamaraja Wadiyar X was fated to an untimely death in 1894. It was the year 1897, the wedding of Princess Jayalakshmi. tongues of flame rose higher and higher to consume the solid dry wood. The wooden palace turned into ashes. A few days later, the Queen of Mysore, Maharani Kempananjammani, came to see the ruin accompanied by the British resident.
President Sahib, it is our wish that a grand palace be built at this very spot where the wooden palace stood. Among all palaces, it must shine like a jewel in the crown.
As your highness wishes, I will ask Henry Irwin to prepare a plan for the palace.
Henry Irwin? Who is this Henry Irwin?
A great architect from England. He built the Vice-Regal Lodge at Shimla.
Then send for him at once.
The master architect came to Mysore. He stood here to take in the 72 acres of the site. The vision of a palace began to take shape in his mind. It was to be a grand structure, 245 feet long and 156 feet wide. The actual palace rose from the ground slowly, surely. The construction of the palace, which began in 1897, saw completion in 1912. Today, people witness the history of Mysore through this glorious palace. An elegant memory of modern Mysore is that of Krishnaraja Wadiyar IV. He took Mysore to its destiny of a modern state. The founding of the Shimsha hydroelectric project at Shivasamudra and the iron and steel works at Bhadravati, the founding of Mysore University, Mysore Bank, Kannada Parishad, the launch of the radio channel Mysore Akashvani, the Mysore Arasikere Railroad, and the adult education program, the establishment of libraries all over the princely state, the Miller Commission for the upliftment of backward classes, the Legislative Council for framing of laws. Its roster of achievements goes long. Distinguished administrators like the Diwans, Sir Mokshagundam Vishweswaraya and Sir Mirza Ismail served the state during his regime.
Attention! His Royal Highness, Sawadhan!
Your Highness, Sri Vishweswaraya awaits your kind audience.
Vishweswaraya, please come. We are apprised of your scheme. Your Highness, if a dam were built across the Kaveri, thousands of acres of barren land would become most fertile. The lives of the poor would be flooded with wealth. We do appreciate your genius. The scheme of such noble ambition will indeed have ready support. Please proceed. I'm most grateful to you.
It was during the reign of Krishnaraja Wadiyar IV that the dam was built. Behind the dam was built a splendid garden, Vrindavan. Even the hydroelectric power generation project at Shivasamudra, the first in Asia, was completed during his tenure. Thus, the distinction of bringing electric power to the cities of Mysuru and Bengaluru goes to Krishnaraja Wadiyar IV. Mysuru was delighted. Sovereign Krishnaraja, light of every home. The name Krishnaraja became immortal in the history of Mysore. Mahatma Gandhi called him Rajarishi, a sage among kings. The University of Banaras bestowed on him a doctorate of law. Eminent Kannada poet B.M. Shrikantaya wrote lyrics in his praise. Mysore, the land of gold. Mysore, sanctum of the sandal. Mysore, gloried by the veena. This Mysore, Krishnaraja
ನಾಲ್ವಡಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣನ ಮೈಸೂರು ಬೆಳೆಯುವ ನಾಡದು ಮೈಸೂರು ಇಳೆಯ ಮಾದರಿ ಮೈಸೂರು ಕನ್ನಡಿಗನುಸಿರದ ಮೈಸೂರು ನಾಲ್ವಡಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣನ ಮೈಸೂರು
After the passing of Krishnaraja Wadiyar IV, Jayachamaraja Wadiyar became the king of Mysore. He was to be its last, ruling from 1940 till 1950, when India became a republic. During his tenure, the Sharavati hydroelectric project and the Bhadra project were envisaged. A philosopher, connoisseur, musicologist, and statesman, he lived up to the Wadiyar glory. As a composer, his name is reckoned among stalwarts, with bhakti or devotion being the main theme of his compositions in Sanskrit. Famous musicians sing them at concerts even today.
श्री महागणपतिं भजे हम श्री महागणपतिं भजे हम श्री महागणपतिं भजे
My praises to great Ganapati, son of Shiva, brother of the six-faced Lord. To him who grants wishes and clears obstacles.
भजेऽहं शिवात्मजं षण्मुखाग्रजं श्री महागणपतिं भजेऽहम्
Jayachamaraja Wadiyar breathed his last on September 23rd, 1974. The royal dynasty is now past, but it has left behind this breathtaking palace and the undying legacy of fine taste it cultivated among the people. The royal tradition manifests itself every year in the great Dasara festivities. In today's Dasara, now observed as a people's festival, we carry Goddess Bhuvaneshwari, the deity of the land, in a grand procession. All of Mysore rejoices in this festival of enlightenment. We cleanse ourselves in the holy Kaveri and fill our eyes with Mother Chamundi. We stand mute at the resplendent beauty of this lit palace. Mysore glows iridescently in its many hues. Mysore Dasara, our Dasara. It brings tradition alive year after year. This tradition will live forever. Welcome to Mysuru. Now, here, forever.
Ayam Shri Gauri Karunalahari Toya Jakshi Shankarishwari Ayam Shri Gauri Karunalahari Toya Jakshi Shankarishwari वैमानिक भूमार्चित कोमल करपाणे सीमातीत भूमास्पदे कामित फलने कायं श्रीगौरी करुणालहरी लोलजाक्षी
वीडियो प्लस कैमरा हो गया काढून घेतली थोडे फोटो बस बस थोडा मस्त
बंद जाता बंद करते आता वीडियो बंद कर ऐसा ही पलट ऐसा पलट